The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zixthar of the Viridian Collective placed the data crystal on the holographic projector. Around the circular table, representatives from 47 species waited with varying degrees of patience, some with multiple eyes blinking in curiosity, others with sensory appendages quivering in anticipation. Honored members, Zixthar began, his translucent form shimmering under the chamber's lights. We have finally discovered the answer to the galaxy's greatest mystery. For 300 cycles, the question had haunted every spacefaring civilization. Why did no one return from Earth? 7 expeditions had been sent to the small blue planet in the Sol system. 7 fleets had vanished without a trace. No distress signals. No debris fields. Nothing. The hologram flickered to life, showing a rotating image of Earth, a world of swirling white clouds, vast blue oceans, and green-brown continents. It looked deceptively peaceful. The humans call it Terra, Zixthar continued. They are a Class 7 civilization, barely capable of interplanetary travel. By all accounts, they should pose no threat to our advanced fleets. Commander Thrace of the Kryn Empire, a reptilian warrior whose species had conquered 40 systems, slammed his clawed hand on the table. Then explain how my battle group disappeared. 300 warships, Zixthar. The finest in the Kryn Armada. Patience, Commander. The answer lies not in their technology, but in their nature. Zixthar activated the recording, captured by the Council's latest spy probe. Microscopic device that had observed Earth for an entire solar cycle. The hologram shifted to show a human military facility. 2 figures stood in a training yard. A young woman with auburn hair pulled back in a ponytail, and a tall man with close-cropped dark hair. Their identification badges read Captain Rose Martinez and Lieutenant Alex Chen. These 2, Zixthar explained, are typical human warriors. Watch what happens next. The recording showed Rose and Alex engaged in hand-to-hand combat training. They moved with brutal efficiency, each strike calculated to incapacitate or kill. But what made the Council members lean forward wasn't their technique, it was their expressions. They were smiling, laughing. They treated lethal combat as recreation. They, "Enjoy this?" whispered Ambassador Lyrene of the peaceful Solari Union. "It gets worse," Zixthar replied grimly. The scene shifted to show Rose in a simulation pod, piloting a fighter craft through an asteroid field while hostile ships fired upon her. Her heart rate, displayed on the screen, showed an elevated but steady rhythm. When she destroyed the last enemy vessel, her vital signs indicated something the Council found deeply disturbing. Pleasure response. The human brain was rewarding her for successful combat. Alex appeared next, leading a squad through a hostile environment simulation. When his team was ambushed, he didn't retreat. He smiled, actually smiled, and charged forward, turning the ambush into a counterattack. The psychological evaluation scrolling beside the footage noted, "Subject demonstrates typical human pattern. Threat escalation triggers excitement rather than fear in 73% of population." "We discovered something in their history," Zixthar continued, pulling up ancient Earth recordings. Humans evolved as persistence hunters. They would chase prey for days until the animal collapsed from exhaustion. They evolved in a world where everything wanted to kill them. Predators, microbes, even the weather. Survival meant being more stubborn than death itself. The hologram showed historical battles. Humans with primitive weapons facing overwhelming odds, refusing to surrender. Thermopylae, the Alamo, Stalingrad, battle after battle where humans chose to fight impossible odds rather than submit. "But surely," interjected Council Prime Zerath, "superior technology would overwhelm their primitive instincts." Zixthar's form darkened, a sign of distress in his species. That's what the Kryn thought. That's what all 7 expeditions thought. Observe what happened when the Vrex horde attacked Earth's moon colony. The footage showed massive Vrex warships descending on Luna Base, a small human outpost. The defenders numbered only 43, including Rose and Alex. The Vrex numbered in the thousands. The Council watched as the humans didn't panic. They didn't negotiate. Rose calmly issued orders, dividing her tiny force into strike teams. Alex led a group through the station's maintenance tunnels, turning the colony's own infrastructure into a weapon, venting atmosphere sections, overloading power cores, creating improvised explosives from mining equipment. They're turning their own home into a death trap, breathed Commander Thrace. For humans, Zixthar said, there is no concept of acceptable losses when defending what they consider theirs. Watch Rose's transmission to Earth Command. The hologram focused on Rose's face, streaked with dust and blood. Earth Command, Luna Base, we are outnumbered approximately 30-1. The enemy believes this gives them an advantage. Her smile was cold and predatory. They're wrong. Luna holds. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it ended, 41 humans survived. Not a single Vrex remained alive. Rose and Alex, exhausted and wounded, stood in the ruins of the command center, having personally eliminated the Vrex commander when he breached their position. But this was just one battle, Zerath protested weakly. This is every battle, Zixthar corrected. We analyzed all 7 lost expeditions. The pattern repeats. Humans don't fight to achieve military objectives. They fight to win absolutely. They take losses that would break any other species and call it acceptable. They volunteer for suicide missions. They have words in their languages, all their languages, for choosing death over surrender. Victory or death isn't hyperbole for them. It's doctrine. The hologram shifted to show Earth's current defensive network. What had seemed primitive was actually ingeniously distributed. Thousands of small mobile platforms, each capable of independent action. No central point of failure. No way to decapitate their command structure. They learned from being attacked, Zixthar explained. Each assault made them stronger. They studied our tactics, adapted our technology, and prepared. Their entire planet is now a fortress manned by a species that thinks war is a problem to be solved with creativity and violence. Alex appeared in a new recording, teaching a class of young pilots. Remember, he told them, every enemy that attacks us is teaching us how to beat them. Be grateful for their lessons. Rose stood before her own class of Marines. Our ancestors survived ice ages, plagues, and world wars. We didn't get to the stars by being weak. We got here by being too stubborn to die. Show anyone who threatens Earth why that was a fatal mistake. Commander Thrace stood abruptly. You're saying we should abandon any plans to conquer Earth. I'm saying, Zixthar replied, that the 7 expeditions didn't fail. They graduated the humans to the next level. Earth isn't a target anymore. It's a warning. A species that evolves by conquering their own planet's attempt to kill them will never be conquered by outsiders. The humans have a saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. For them, it's not a metaphor. It's evolutionary biology. The council chamber erupted in debates. Some called for immediate, overwhelming force. Others advocated for peaceful contact. A few suggested simply avoiding the Sol system entirely. Zixthar silenced them with a gesture. There's one more thing. The hologram showed Rose and Alex off duty now, sitting in an observation deck looking up at the stars. Their conversation, translated, sent chills through every member of the council. You think we'll ever get to explore out there? Alex asked. Rose smiled. Eventually. But first we need to make sure that anyone who meets us knows one thing. Humans are friends with everyone who respects us. But we're the nightmare of anyone who threatens us. Think the galaxy is ready for us? The galaxy better get ready. Because we're coming, and we're bringing our stubbornness with us. The recording ended. Zixthar addressed the stunned council. The question isn't why no one returns from attacking Earth. The question is, what do we do now that humanity knows we're here, and they're preparing to come meet us? In the silence that followed, every member of the Galactic Council realized the same terrible truth. Humanity wasn't locked in the galaxy with them. They were locked in the galaxy with humanity, and somewhere on Earth, Rose and Alex continued training, preparing not for if they would meet the stars, but for when. The galaxy would never be the same.